pray for your enemies. You can love people and not dislike them, but never hate your enemies. Pray for them, that they find Jesus, that they leave you alone, leave you in peace, and God protect you from your enemies. I've never hated anyone, even at age 6 when I had my accident that crossed my eye, and I had to wait till I was 13 years old to get eye surgery. Okay? Bullied mentally, physically, emotionally, etc. Okay? Pray for them. And I never hated them or never didn't forgive them. I always forgive all people. Okay? I knew they didn't know any better and that they were doing it because it was what it was. It wasn't pretty, even though that don't give you the right to bully someone. It scares me when I look back at the pictures. Like, it was scary. My niece was like, oh, scary. Ouch, it looked like it hurt, or whatever. That's how people react, and she wouldn't have bullied me. She's a very sweet kid, and she's very open, outspoken, not overspoken, but outspoken, blunt, like me. But yeah, always pray for your enemies and love your enemies. You can dislike people and keep your distance and peace from people, whether it's family members, neighbors, friends, Because I have a neighbor that's crazy, literally crazy, going on um, last year and this year. Kind of like the staff member who was bullying me. Neighbors just say they thing and you close your window and just ignore them. She was drunk this day. But yeah, she came over one day knocking on my door and was mad because I wouldn't open my door. I was like, I'm not dressed or whatever. She was like, you never dressed. She was like, I got a question. You can't open your door. And then she started calling me an itch and yelling out loud. And I'm like, and then another day, I had to close my window. She was drunk, talking smack. She was like, this 16-year-old, first of all, I'm 28, but I'm not about to argue with people. I will do whatever to keep my peace, like transferring schools at this point with the issue with the staff member. But my message for this video, always love your enemies and pray for them. And I don't make enemies. People make enemies with me for whatever reason it is, because I keep to myself for a reason, it's like peace and whatever. And I've had good friends, and some friends are kind of selfish. I love people who aren't selfish, who not like into this world, like these clothes, like that they act like matters, or things that don't matter. Religious people who are not hypocrites or think they're better just because they go to church. You can have church in your home, like I do. But yeah, always love your neighbors. And I feel like people feel like you can remember things and not forget it. Like my grandmother and other people believe that the only way you can forgive someone if you don't remember things. Like, no, you remember things. Like, there's numerous things that were traumatic or etc. that you went through that, no, you're not going to forget it. Like, you won't dawn on it. You will let it go, but you will remember it. Like, that makes no sense. You can forgive someone but not forget about it, and you don't hold it against that person, you know, like, or you don't seek out for revenge or anything. Now, like, sometimes you don't want to slap somebody, like this staff member who keeps bothering me, going on a whole nother year from last year. Like, leave me alone. It's to the point like, oh my goodness, this person will not leave me alone for nothing. Like, I'm not saying nothing to you. I never did. I never started nothing. Never gossip. I don't gossip about nobody. I don't bother nobody. I keep the peace. I bring peace, love, harmony, and God, and how Jesus acted. A loving person, never starting stuff, bothering people. But people are going to be hated for no reason, and that's what I'm literally dealing with. But pray for your enemies, okay? Because they literally, like, this staff member literally be walking around there like she runs things, and like I'm like scared of her, or like she's intimidating me, or like, and I know this look in her eye, I know she knows that this is going to continue, and I know it's going to continue, and it's not going to stop. So do whatever you can to get away from evilness and demonic things and bad environments, toxic environments, whether it's neighbors, friends, relationship. You know, I had a toxic relationship, and then domestic violence occurred. First time he put his hands on me after a festival was on purpose, and then the second time with the domestic violence, it was on accident, but it still